Hey guys, it's Brittany, and I'm here today with the VR to Katey Flowers only 10 decks. I know I am pretty late to the game, but it was actually a lot harder than I thought trying to decide on this. So it just took a lot of contemplation and review of what I have and why each deck is just so important to me. And I think I have it down to my 10, and I finally decided why not go ahead and post my video. So here it is. Um, I'm gonna just switch y'all over to, let's see, do we want this one? Okay, and let's get started. So I wanted to get it my first deck out of the way, as it's just a classic Rider-Waite-Smith. This is my favorite Rider-Waite-Smith deck. It's the Tarot Vintage by Los Scarabeo. And I've just always been a bit put off by the colors that the Rider-Waite-Smith would have. And when this deck came out, it just absolutely blew me away. And I love it so much. I use it all the time. It's such a great deck. The muted tones really help bring out the details. I find that in a spread, it just looks so beautiful and cohesive. And there's still lots of color, especially where it's needed the most. And I absolutely adore it. And what I really like is a lot of times when you see decks that purposely look, aged, you'd notice all like the border and all around all look exactly the same. Like, they just edited the background for every single one to be the exact same and just plastered the image to it. But this one really does have that vintage look because each one of the cards does seem to have different aging around it, which I really love. So yep, this is the first in my only 10 decks. And it's just, y'all know these images, I'm sure. I love it. Okay. Next up. I don't think this is any surprise to anyone who has watched any of my other videos, but Tarot of the Abyss is absolutely 100% my favorite deck of all time. I immediately just absolutely connected with this deck 100% as soon as I got it. I never thought that I would be so mesmerized, enchanted, just absolutely in love with like a black and white deck. But this deck changed everything for me. It changed the way I read. It changed the way I view artwork. Just look at all that beautiful, beautiful line work. It's just stunning. Yep. Okay, there we go. It gives me the most powerful readings. I feel so comfortable just pulling this deck out at any time, giving a reading to anyone, including myself, and know exactly what this deck is trying to tell me. exactly the message. Like, it just pierces my soul. It's one of my, just, if not my absolute favorite deck of all time. I think Anatorian, the artist, is so amazing. I mean, gosh, look at that. Look how beautiful that is. The older hand, maybe the grandmother to the mother, that the roots going down, the stairway connecting. I mean, there's just so much there. It is so beautiful. So this is number 2. And like, this isn't in any type of order. I just kind of chose my 10 and put them around me. But if I had to have an absolute number 1, this Tarot Abyss would be 100% number 1. And to go along with the Tarot Abyss, I just had to get Oracle of Echoes. This is more new into my collection, probably the newest deck. It is the 2nd edition, and it pairs so beautifully, not just with my Tarot of the Abyss, but with so many other decks. And actually, I've been using this deck for just a card a day. The keywords are incredible. It just blows me away. I mean, look at that. It is everything I could have ever wanted in an Oracle deck. The keywords are perfection. The artwork is phenomenal. And I can pair it with just about anything, and it gives me such powerful readings. I love it. Absolutely love it. You can most definitely use this just as a standalone deck. I'm not going to get teary-eyed just looking at this deck, but it does. Whew, it brings out so many emotions in me. It is wonderful. Look at that. Serenity. Okay. That is my number 3 deck. Oracle of Echoes. This is a new setup, as you may see. My very, very sweet husband has upped my video recording game, and I'm trying out something new. Let me know if you like it. It's definitely different, but I'm hoping to give you better quality and, yeah, just make better videos for you. So let me know if you like it. The next deck is the Forhaxa Tarot. I pre-ordered this deck not knowing what even half the cards were going to look like. I saw a few pieces of the artwork before it came out, and I just immediately went ahead and pre-ordered. I never do that, but I needed this deck. And I am so happy I did. It is absolutely incredible. It has been perfect for this time of the year. It brings in a lot of the fae that I love so much. It has this beautiful collage style, and there's so much to unpack with this deck. You can tell that even from the background, just everything has a purpose, right? From the roots to the bees, they're hard workers, to the flowers of enjoying your abundance, the creating something that's going to last beyond you. It's every little image or detail, there's a reason it's there, and you can see that and feel that. And every time I do a reading, even if I pull the same card, it never means the same thing, because I always seem to find something different or look at it a different way, and the messages are always so clear, and I love it. I absolutely love Fae decks. I tend to buy a lot of them because it's just, I have a very deep connection, and I love the artwork that I see. I love all the bees in this deck. So yeah, that's the Forhaxa Tarot. It has definitely become my favorite deck of 2021. One of my favorite decks, I should say. Okay. Next up, I am going to show another one of my absolute favorite. Obviously, it's the only 10 decks, so it's going to be, you know, all of my favorites. But it's not just my favorites, it's what has impacted me this year, what has helped me grow, helped me feel uncomfortable, helped me realize a lot about myself, a lot about the journey that I need to take, that I'm not done. Obviously, no one's ever done, but it just really has impacted me this year. And the Reclaim Oracle is one of the decks that has really just made such a difference in my life. It has helped a lot with self-care, with self-love. It has helped me get back into writing, which I love to do. It has meant so much to me. And I really feel like this deck has helped bring me and my daughter closer together. It has helped me feel more comfortable with my body. It is one of the most powerful decks I have ever owned. And I am so grateful for it. It's so powerful and incredible, and I cannot say enough good things about it. It is a deck I could never see myself without. I absolutely love it. And the creator of this deck does have another deck coming out soon, created by Joshua Tree, by Marion Constantin. Constantin? Yeah. It's the Lilith Tarot, I believe. And I'm really excited. I backed it on Kickstarter because how could I not? When this deck has, it really has changed my life. So, yeah, I'm really excited. And that is the Reclaimed Oracle. Okay. Up next, this deck surprised me on so many levels. When I purchased this deck, I knew that I was going to be getting a beautiful deck. And that's kind of all I really thought that I would be getting out of this deck. A really pretty, you know, Instagram worthy deck. Just something without any real substance, just pretty. And boy, was I 100% wrong. This deck is so different than what I thought it was going to be. So this is the Weaver Tarot by Threads of Fate. I'm always interested in decks that have a lot of sigils and this deck definitely has that, and that really surprised me. But yeah, I thought that this was just going to be a really pretty deck, and while it is absolutely gorgeous, there is so much to it, more than I could have known. Let me see if I can get it good. I hope it's not too bright, but there's something about it that really makes you dig deeper, you know? Like the Four of Swords. You see the clock, you know, like giving time to rest. You see the bone here has a meaning. I think that's crystals in the background, and it does come with this little handy extra card that will tell you, like, when you see like bones, it's talking about the physical body, the feeling of grounding, the earth. When you see, let's see, what else do we see in here? The crystals. That is about a piece of self, physical body, wealth, abundance. So there really is a lot to look at. Like, look, see how the sign card, you can see these roses here, and it says, let's see, where does it say what the rose is? Love, joy, you know, the thorns, bound, stuckness. So yeah, there's a lot more to this deck than I realized. And it has really given me some wonderful readings. Sorry, Baxter. Hitting you. The wings, the roses. Just, there's a lot here. I think that there's, like, the teeth. It's wisdom. So yeah, it's really good. It's a lot more than what I gave it credit for, and it really surprised me, and I've gotten some wonderful readings. Although I can't shuffle it too well, riffle shuffling it, it is one that is very thick that you have to overhand. Okay. It's very shiny though, so it's not one that does well with videoing. Alright, the next deck is another one that, like the Reclaim Oracle, it's also an Oracle deck that has really helped me with my self-worth and self-love, and that was really what 2021 was for me. I've been having this deck at least 2 years. I think I got it in 2020, but it has been such a wonderful, wonderful deck. And it is the Believe in Your Own Magic by Amanda Lovelace. Artwork by Janina Medeiros. Oof, sorry, I'm not great at pronunciation. But it's so, again, powerful. Amanda Lovelace is an amazing poet, and she has a great way of just bringing beautiful words together with beautiful images. This one is one of my favorites in here. It's such a great deck. Yep, and that is Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. Okay, what am I at? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 3 left. So we have 2 more tarot and 1 more oracle. I did not realize how many oracle decks I would have in this, which really surprised me because I actually don't really own too many oracle decks, but the ones I do own are just very special to me. The next tarot deck I keep in this just tin. I usually keep it, I'll show you. I keep it out on my desk like this because it is a deck that I absolutely adore. And it is the Dream Keepers Tarot. I have a lot of just crazy dreams, and this deck really speaks to me, and it's everything that I wanted the Mystical Moments to be, but wasn't. Mystical Moments tarot deck has a way of feeling more, I guess, earthy, where this one feels more airy. And I am a Gemini baby, so I guess it's no surprise that I would feel more at home with this deck. It is the mass market version. I know there is a indie version. I do not have that one, but I absolutely adore this deck. The imagery is stunning. The messages are perfect. I always come away feeling so at peace because it's such a loving deck. I mean, look how beautiful. It's such a great deck. And it is one that always just lives on my desk, that I use whenever I don't want to think, or I don't want to. One of the, not issues, but the things that make me tend to go for decks like this is because it's simple, you know. 8 of Pentacles, Justice card is the Justice. Nothing's renamed. Won't make me, you know, think, okay, what is this? Wands? Is this Swords? It's straightforward. The artwork just speaks to you. So it's just easy for me, you know. It's a great deck. And that's the Dream Keeper's Tarot. Right, now I have one more Oracle and one more Tarot. So this is my Pear Tree Court Oracle deck by Danny Mystic. And the reason I chose this deck instead of my Mystic Masters was because while I adore my Mystic Masters, it does not, it's not as versatile as this deck. That is a deck I have to get out with the book I created with it. Do I have that handy? No, I don't think. Oh yeah, I do. Here it is. I had to create its own book for it because it's a lot, and it's not one that I can just pick up and read. It's one that is like study deck for me. And while I have gotten wonderful readings from it, I find that this deck pairs perfectly with a lot of my other favorite decks. And it always has a way of, okay, let me see if I can show you what I mean. So it just has a way of speaking to my other decks perfectly. Okay, so I'm going to just shuffle. Pick a card. I'll pick 2. Okay, and then let's take out my Dream Keeper since it's right here. And I find these 2 decks go wonderfully together. You know, so okay, so why I think that this Pear Tree Court is just so versatile is the way that you see guidance, and she's looking off. And if you notice, the Queen of Wands is looking up. So it's like you are looking for guidance from someone, and maybe that guidance is coming from what is like the left. So it's just, where is that guidance that you're looking for? Where is it coming from? Right? And with the Queen of Wands, fire, passion, knowing what you want, going after it. And then you have illusion over here, looking at guidance with the 3 of Swords. So are you looking for this guidance in the wrong place? If is someone in your life who seems to have it all together that you're looking up to, are they going to end up hurting you in some way because, you know, it's an act? So that's just kind of how I find Pear Tree Court is so wonderful for me and strengthens my readings, because it really it speaks so perfectly with my other decks, and it makes me question, and it helps with journaling for sure, and gets me to see things from a perspective I may have not thought about. And I find it really just, it strengthens my readings tenfold. And that is why I chose this one over Mystic Masters, because it's just so much more versatile in my opinion. And I always walk away after using this deck feeling more inspired. Okay, so the last deck that I have is my Ellis Tarot. This is the 5th edition, and the only thing about this deck is I wish that it came with a guidebook and not just this little like cheat sheet, because there's so much to this deck, and the characters in it are so beautiful and mystical and fae-like. It's definitely a deck that is colorful and vibrant, and I love it. I don't know, I can't put to words why this deck just means so much to me, but it really does. And while it's not, the backs are not reversible, that's fine for me. I don't, not that I don't read reversals, I just try to be very careful with my decks, that when I do get a reversal, I know that it's important. So I don't purposely ever shuffle reversals in my deck. I try to be very careful with shuffling and laying out my cards, so that way if a card does come reversed, I know that it's reversed for a reason. Oh, see that? Why you 3 of Swords is upside down. Oh, that 4 of Cups too. Oh, is this not the best hermit? I mean, look how cute. He's riding a turtle, guys. He's riding a turtle. How can you not love this? Love it. So yeah, let's switch y'all back. That work? Hold on. Boop. There we go. So that was my only 10 mix of tarot and oracle decks. I hope you found this interesting, and you know, let me know in the comments if you liked the video, if this new setup works, and I can't wait to hear y'all thoughts. So bye guys, thanks for watching. Stop. Stop.